Deep beneath the grinding noise and relentless pace of New York City lies a secret that defies the laws of time. It is a ghost in the machine, a passenger car that should not exist. It resides within the subway system, specifically at the 59th Street station on the Uptown A and D tracks. To the average commuter, this is merely another stop in a sprawling urban labyrinth. But for those who know what to look for, it is a gateway to something incomprehensible. This entity is designated as SCP-052. It is a Type R4 subway train. According to every official record available, this specific train was built in 1932. It served the city for decades until it was decommissioned and sent for scrap in 1975. By all accounts of physics and history, the metal should have been melted down long ago. The seats should be dust. The engine should be silent forever. Yet, every Saturday night, at exactly 11:57 p.m., SCP-52 arrives. It does not announce itself with a roar. It simply appears on the tracks. It is in perfect condition. There is no rust. There is no decay. It carries the label of an A train, gleaming under the flickering station lights, as if it had just rolled off the assembly line. The train stops. The doors slide open. For approximately 5 minutes, SCP-52 waits. It opens its doors to accept those who wish to board and to discharge those who have finally returned. Then, as quickly as it arrived, the doors close. The train vanishes into the void. It never arrives with passengers already on board. It is always a hollow shell. Unless, of course, someone is stepping off. The Foundation cannot remove SCP-52 from the subway system. It is anchored to this location by forces that remain misunderstood. Because its behavior is predictable, containment relies on isolation and deception. Every Saturday and Sunday, between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., the 59th Street A, B, C, and D station is closed to the public. The official reason given to the city is track maintenance. It is a simple lie that keeps the crowds away. During these hours, the station is not empty. It is staffed by agents from Mobile Task Force Gamma 6. Their orders are absolute. They must prevent any member of the public from entering the station. If anyone is seen stepping off SCP-52, they are to be captured immediately. Those who have boarded the train are transported to Site 21 for debriefing and processing. For those civilians who merely witness the arrival of the train, a Class B amnestic is administered. Their memories are wiped. The ghost train is erased from their minds. But for those who step off the train, the nightmare has only just begun. The majority of subjects who board SCP-52 are never recovered. They vanish into the transit of time, lost to a destination that does not appear on any map. Those who do return speak of a journey that defies logic. They claim to have boarded the train on dates that range from the distant past to the far future. One passenger claimed he boarded in the year 2204. He believed he was boarding a special train celebrating a 300th anniversary. The most unsettling detail is the silence of the journey. No matter how many years or centuries have passed for the rest of the world, the passengers retain no knowledge of time spent on board. To them, the transition is instantaneous. One moment they are stepping into a train in their own time. The next, they are stepping out into the gaze of MTF Gamma 6 in our present. Once recovered, these individuals are brought to Site 21. They are interrogated. The Foundation must determine where they come from and whether their presence poses a threat to the current time stream. The protocol for these travelers is cold and clinical. Those who arrive from the past may be given Class A amnestics and reintegrated into society. But those who arrive from the future are viewed as anomalies. Under Order 69A1 from 059, passengers from the future must be held indefinitely. Currently, Site-21 holds 26 of these recovered souls. They are prisoners of a time that is not their own. The Foundation has attempted to study the train through direct experimentation. They wanted to know where the train goes when it is not visible at 59th Street. They decided to send their own people into the void. On May 31, 2009, an agent was placed on the train. He never returned. A week later, on June 6, another agent entered SCP-052. He did not return to the present. Evidence suggests he emerged in the year 1980. There, he was killed in a confrontation with an entity whose identity has been redacted from the files. The third test yielded a result that changed everything. This agent entered the train on June 13, 2009. He returned on June 27, 2009. But he was not the same man who had boarded. He stepped off the train with his hands surgically removed. In his pocket was a simple note. It contained only 3 words: "Send no more." The agent could not remember what had happened to him on the train. The trauma was too deep, or perhaps the memory had been intentionally erased. However, under hypnosis, he revealed details that were so disturbing they were immediately expunged from the record. Following this event, 05 Command issued a permanent ban on using agents as passengers. The risk was too high. The Foundation considered using Class D personnel instead, but the gamble was deemed unacceptable. To release a Class D subject into the past would be to risk the integrity of history itself. The logs of the recovered passengers paint a picture of a fragmented existence. Consider passenger 0521. She was an accountant. On July 14, 2012, she boarded the train while on her way home from the theater. She stepped off the train on March 8, 2008. She had traveled backward in time 4 years. She expressed surprise and dismay at the loss of those years, but she was physically unharmed. Because she now exists as a duplicate in the same timeline, she is held indefinitely to prevent temporal paradoxes. Then there is passenger 0522. This subject entered the train on June 12, 1976. He had been lost while trying to find his way to Studio 54. He stepped off the train on March 15, 2008. He had spent 32 years in a void that felt like a moment. While he is not a temporal threat, the Foundation keeps him locked away. The examining psychiatrist determined that a gap of 3 decades is too vast for any human to successfully reintegrate into society. Passenger 0523 provides an even stranger case. He was a tourist from Jacksonville, Florida. He boarded the train on December 6, 2014. When he was recovered on June 20, 2009, he no longer spoke English. He spoke only Albanian. Like all future passengers, he remains in custody at Site-21. The violence of SCP-052 is not limited to surgical removals. On July 11, 2009, another agent was recovered. This man had entered the train at an unknown future date, violating all established protocols. He did not step off the train. He was violently thrown from it. His body landed 10 meters away from the platform. Upon examination, he had been subjected to horrors that the records refused to name. But perhaps the most revealing passenger is 052. This man claims to be a Level 4 supervisor from an organization called the SCP Federation. He entered the train in December of the year 2124. Knowing the dangers of SCP-52, he had administered a Class A' amnestic to himself before boarding. He did this specifically to avoid the fate of those who were mutilated or broken by the journey. He was recovered on February 6, 2010. Because he is a passenger from the future, he will never be released. Recognizing the value of his knowledge, 05 Command allowed him access to classified information about other artifacts in our possession. In exchange, they hope to learn how to improve containment and identify future security breaches. The man from 2124 has been cooperative, but his revelations are grim. He spoke of SCP-699. He warned the Foundation that it is fortunate we do not know how to open it. When he mentioned this item, he turned visibly pale and refused to speak another word about it. He told them of a catastrophe known as the Great Zombie Plague of 2092. This apocalypse was not a natural event, but the result of a containment breach involving SCP-8. He provided specific instructions on how to kill certain anomalies that are currently considered immortal, detailing the exact tools and substances required. However, 05 Command has denied permission to attempt these methods. Finally, he mentioned a name. He claimed that in his time, he worked for Dr. Charles Gears. The Foundation continues to monitor the 59th Street station. They continue to staff the platforms with MTF Gamma-6. They continue to tell the city that the tracks need maintenance. But there is a growing concern within the reports. Despite the strict protocols to prevent public access, the Foundation is still recovering subjects from the future. This means that in some timelines, or perhaps in our own inevitable future, people are still finding this train. They are still boarding it. There is also the possibility that SCP-52 is not static. The reports suggest the train may eventually begin to appear at another time or in another place entirely. If the anchor breaks, containment will have to expand. For now, the train arrives every Saturday at 11:57 p.m. It opens its doors for 5 minutes. It offers a journey through the veins of time. But as the mutilated hands and the broken bodies of the agents prove, there is something waiting on that train. Something that does not want us to follow. And it is sending messages back to us. The most terrifying thought is not that we are prisoners of the present. It is that for those who board SCP-52, the destination is never a choice. We only hope the train continues to stop at 59th Street, because we do not know where it will go if it decides to move.